You aren't afraid of failing, but you could be possibly afraid to fail. But you are afraid of people seeing you fail. But what if I told you the fear that's in your mind is false? It's not real. You just think it's real. It's just false evidence appearing to be real. Let's expose fear and see really what this is all about. Fear, Fear, a four-letter word that has stopped more dreams than failure ever has. I want you to think about what you've already accomplished in life. You may have purchased a home, a car. You may have had children, healthy children, maybe some project at work that you accomplished and did a very, very good job on it. Think about that. That's something you did whether you liked it or not, or whether it was your passion or not. You accomplished that. So why is this the same way with you? But what if I told you that most of the fear you feel isn't even real? What if fear is simply false evidence appearing real? Let me say that again. False evidence appearing real. Let's talk about it. We fear certain actions not because the danger is real, but because our minds have crafted stories that feel real. But you've already had accomplishments. Maybe you wanted to go back to college to get your master's, or you wanted to start college. So what? I felt the same way when I started college, but I never stopped. And the more I did it, the easier it became. The more I was able to succeed in my classes. But I did have some fear from the beginning, but I never stopped. Maybe you want to start a business. Okay, that's okay. Everybody start businesses. If you truly want to start a business, start that business. You're not going to have good days all the time, but you have to fight through it. You have to learn and know why the business didn't perform well in one particular year. You maybe want to write a book. All right, write the book. Or maybe you want to produce a video just like this. Just go ahead and produce the video. Even if you have to you have a problem talking to the camera, well, put a picture of someone, a picture of your child, your spouse, or your dog or cat. Pretend you talking to them. But now you probably need to close the door when you do that. You want to be private because you don't want anybody to think you're going crazy. Okay. But as you do these things, this is what happens. You hear these whispers in your mind. What if I fail? Okay, what if you fail? Every failure simply means that's your step to succeeding. What will they say? Why did you tell them? If this is something you want to do, keep it to yourself. What if I'm not good enough? Well, you've done other things. You've done other things and you were good enough for it and you did well with it. So, just your life alone is a success story because you're still here. But these are not facts. They are assumptions, projections, which projects false evidence. And yet they appear real. So real, in fact, that we freeze. You freeze right in your tracks and you don't move. You don't do anything. And that's not where you want to be. That's not where you want to be. So you don't want to freeze. You want to stay consistent. You want to move forward and you want to achieve your goal. So why do we fear taking action? Well, we feel that because we don't know the outcome. And if you don't know the outcome, you're afraid to step forward and do it. But you won't know the outcome until you have achieved and what? Succeeded. Here are a few reasons. Fear of judgment. We worry how others will see us. But do they really need to know what you're doing? You know, there are three things in life you don't tell others. You don't tell people what you make. You don't tell people about your love life, all right? And you don't tell people about your next move. There will always be someone out there who will be jealous of whatever it is you are doing or experiencing. And if you're doing well, they'll do what they can do to stop it. Or if you're doing bad, what would they do? Try to make it worse. But the fear of failure. We associate failure with identity. Well, just don't talk about it. Your identity is harmed by you telling others, and the others get you to believe that you shouldn't do it, you can't do it, or it will never work. All right? Fear of the unknown. Our brain will create or carves certainty. So anything uncertain feels threatening. You know what you know. And fear of success. Some feel the responsibilities of changes that come with succeeding. You know, some people don't want to change. They want to stay right where they are. They don't want to change. Well, nothing new will happen to you if you aren't willing to change. All right? And what are your goals? If your goals are to, or if your goal is to succeed doing something new, just do it. You might be surprised with what happens. Well, here is the truth. Fear isn't the enemy. It's a signal, a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone. You know, all of us have a comfort zone, and most of us just want to stay right in that little zone and just be content and happy. You're doing something you've never done before. So from the outset, you feel as though you can't do it. That you're doing something meaningful. That you are growing. But you got to have courage. You have to have courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's moving forward in spite of it. Think about it. So the next time fear creeps into your mind, ask yourself, is this real? Or is it just evidence appearing to be real? Because the only thing worse than failing is never trying. You know, you'll feel bad one day if you see others, especially people you know, attempt to do something, step out and take risk, and they succeed, and they end up doing very, very well, accomplishing that goal of making the money they want to make, or being able to travel, or being able to buy the kind of car or house they want. And the only thing you can ask yourself or say to yourself is, I don't know what would have happened. I wish I had gone ahead and tried. I probably would have succeeded. But you'll never know because you didn't try. Don't let fear make your decisions now. Make your decisions with purpose. Make your decisions with faith. Make your decisions with a vision. Because you are stronger than fear. You are stronger than fear. Okay, I need you to do something for me. If you don't mind, if you want to do this, please do it. And that is to subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it very much. At the same time, ring my notification bell so I can notify you, or you will be notified when I post something else. And share this with someone else. But leave me a comment. Let me know whether or not this was helpful for you, or whether or not it wasn't. I will reply back, and we can talk about it. And if I need to clarify something or do a continuation of this, I will do it. Have a great day.